I'm Sid, and these are my best friends. My mom, Kim, my dad, Ty, and my sister, Maddie, who before starting her own adventure, joined us in rocking out a state-of-the-art refit on our floating home. Now, we're ready to set sail to die with memories, not dreams, and live Dauntless.
Everybody knows that every cruising boat needs a dinghy, and we are no exception. We've waited 7 long months for this baby, and we are so excited to finally be able to use her. But before we get started, we got to unload her, and that's where the delivery truck shows up, and we've got a forklift waiting. Why a forklift, you asked? Well, we opted for more of a boat than a dinghy. And what's the difference between a dinghy and a boat, you might ask? Well, stick around, and we'll tell you. Alright, so to give you frame of reference on size, this was gouged, and these gouges run from right at this front pad eye down here, down the side of the boat. The hypalon is all torn off the edge in this seam. It's completely cut. You can see in there. And there's more gouges all the way down.
All the way down to here.
Yeah, all the way down to the stern of the boat. So maybe 10 feet long, 12. And they're in through the metal. And as you can see here, there is no damage to the cardboard.
No, the cardboard is solid all the way down.
There's no cuts in it. There's no damage. And this is exactly where that would lay up on the outside. So this by no means is normal, but we have to play the hand we're dealt. And because there isn't another tender like this available anywhere in the world right now, we have to deal with what we got. Sure, we can wait for a replacement, but that will be another 6+ months, and we've already waited 6 months plus. And if there's anything we've learned, that it's better to go now than to wait for everything to be perfect. Things happen, and we're probably going to scratch it in the islands anyway, so in the meantime, we just sealed her up, sealed the damage, put a corrosion blocker on it, and when we get a chance to get her back up on the 50, well, we'll fix her then and get it sanded out, painted, and get her looking brand new. What do you think?
It's a big dinghy.
I know you like my big dinghy. More inappropriate jokes next week.
Ay, ay, ay.
Look how nice this is. It's gigantic.
It's not going to feel so gigantic when that console goes in. That console is big.
It's going to feel bigger than the 12-foot though.
Yeah, it will feel bigger.
It's like a
than the
foot and a
12
half wider. It's 3 feet
You know
longer.
what? We're going to step out and we're going to like give you kind of a shot of the dinghy sitting behind the boat. This thing is huge. It's awesome. It's going to look ridiculous on the back of the boat.
I don't care.
Hey. 1. Complete. Yay!
Now I just have to get the motor on it.
And Madison is yet again in a small hole. Are you stuck?
No.
Can I help you in some way? Okay, so
She's gonna need to hold it with a wrench.
did you get the bolt through the hole, honey? I put the bolt.
That's my asshole.
Are your feet ticklish?
No.
Oh,
Mom, I'm not ticklish.
bummer.
Sydney used to pin me down and tickle me until I cried. I'm not ticklish anymore.
I did nothing of the sort.
She ruined that for me.
The scare sticker goes in the back. Just drop straight down.
Made it.
Come up on your side.
And she sticks the landing.
She sticks the landing.
That's a 10. Give it a 10.
Now that we have the engines on the big boat all set and purring like kittens, it is time to get the dinghy rigged so that we can get the hell out of Georgia. So Sydney is back on the boat working on this week's video, and Ty and I have come back over to Building 200 where the dinghy has just been stored inside since we left. And we're gonna unwrap this baby and we are gonna get going, getting her all rigged up and ready to roll. Super exciting. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. I wanted to give a quick little shout out to our friend and subscriber, Rob. He actually lent us his trailer for his boat that he keeps over at Isle of Hope so that we could have a place to put our tender and get it all rigged up and then be able to move it around really easily since we can't put it on the back of the boat. So as soon as we get this ready to get launched into the water, we'll be able to return Rob his trailer. But in the meantime, thanks Rob. You came in clutch on this one and we really appreciate it.
All right, Kim, I gotta go get Sika for that. Here's your phone, and I'll be back.
Okay.
Say hi to the people.
Hi.
I forgot to get Sika for the bottom engine mount bolts, and if we don't seek it, then water will leak in the bilge, and that won't be good. So I'm gonna leave her there because it's a pain in the ass to get out. So here I go. I'll be back in a minute. So we're just down to the arch for the most part on the outside. So we're just down to finishing the arch, and that pretty much wraps up the outside of the boat, less the mechanics. And as you can imagine, any 5-minute boat project is pretty much nothing but.
So what part are you rigging up now?
Steering. And I'm using, you guessed it, more Tef gel. More Tef gel. Tef gel, Tef gel, Tef gel.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Come on, Bob. I need a sponsorship. I use a lot of Tef gel. It's like Frank's Red Hot. Put that shit on everything.
And for those folks that don't know what Tef gel is, what is it?
It's a sandwich condiment. It is a assembly grease, if you will, that is water resistant, and it also is good for the main thing we use it for is an anti-seize, and so that when you assemble things of dissimilar metals, like for example, this is brass and steel. If you have dissimilar metals and you don't have an anti-seizing material to put in there, it causes corrosion on the inside and it welds the two parts together. So stainless to aluminum, brass to steel. Anytime you have a dissimilar metal, you want to put a product like Tef Gel in, and frankly, Tef Gel is the best, so that's why we use it. And it gets really sticky and gets all over your hand. So once it gets on, it never washes off. But it prevents a lot of corrosion and all kinds of fun jazz. So we like it.
All right, what part's next?
Beer? Is it beer 30 yet?
I think we're past beer 30.
We're past beer 30. So I just expected that everything would show up, and I don't mean to be like a boohoo Sally about the whole deal, but we're missing parts, damn it. So the tube that goes from here that has the fuel and the power cable and the controls for the engine wiring harnesses and all that stuff is supposed to run through a tube. It's a corrugated black tube, and comes with the boat, and the part here from Suzuki comes with that. But I ordered the boat and I ordered the motor, and neither one of them sent me an actual rigging tube. So we're gonna have to run around. I did find a guy here in Savannah that normally doesn't work on Saturdays, but he said he's going to be in the shop tomorrow morning, so I'm going to call him and see if I can go pick up a rigging tube. It's just a generic 2-inch corrugated tube made just for this purpose. So I'll see if I can get one of those. Until then, I can't run any cables or any wires because everything's got to run through that tube to get into the motor. And we definitely do not want to rig this motor without that in place, because all the salt water would get down inside of here and cause a whole bunch of corrosion and nasty stuff. And these motors are not expensive. They're not inexpensive. So we just have to wait till tomorrow morning. Sucks, but it is what it is. So in the meantime, we're going to get everything cleaned up, get some organization, make sure that we make one trip tomorrow to get any additional bits and kit we need, so that when we put all this together tomorrow, it's together. And hopefully we'll try to put it in the water tomorrow. So that's the plan. Here we go.
You want to tell me about that new fancy fuel filter?
Yeah. So to protect our outboard motor, I'm going to put in this fuel filter. It's just a fuel water separator, kind of like a Raycor, but these guys are disposable. You can just thread these off and replace them. Now, when we do fill up, we're going to fill up through a water fuel separator. A water fuel separator funnel. It's been a long day. Which would mitigate most of that. And most of this fuel that's going to come into here is already going to be filtered and is going to be in the big boat. We'll run another filter that filters this through the fuel dispenser that we're going to put in the back of the 50 and to fill this guy up. So it's just a extra precautionary measure, but we have to make sure that we have all the parts we need, and frankly we don't for this either. So 3/8 fuel line is what comes into here, and that fittings 3/8, so that will fit. These guys thread into here. You've got an in and an out, and we've got 2 plugs. We only need 1 in, 1 out because, well, we're only running one motor. So that is pretty good for tomorrow. We just need to get hardware to attach it, and it's good news.
They even give you Teflon tape in there.
They even give us Teflon tape.
Well,
But
nice.
this is brass and this is aluminum, so guess what we're going to use?
Tef Gel.
Tef Gel instead. And I'm just going to put all of these in here so they don't get lost.
That's a good idea.
Oops.
Psych, just kidding.
It has arrows.
Perfect. It's quite the acrobatic pose you have going on there.
Son of a gun. Mother trucker.
Well, I can officially say it's yet another boat project because it didn't go smoothly, it didn't go easily, it didn't go quickly.
And it's not done.
It's not done.
And you looked at me sideways when I said, it's going to take me a day and a half to rig this dinghy. And you were like, what's wrong with you? You should be able to do that. So I think technically it's going to take longer to rig this dinghy than it took to install an engine, a sail drive, and all the electronics to get a diesel engine running for the boat.
No, that's not true because you had to install the engines twice.
Yeah, but still, it was a half a day to put 2 of them in the first time and a full day to put them. That's a day and a half for 2 engines. Ergo.
Yeah, but then it took you an additional 2 days to get them running. So no, you lose.
She always has to argue with me about everything.
It's just because you're wrong.
Son of a bitch.
Are we doing anything else for today? Well, then let's clean up our crap and go.
Okay.
Across the boatyard.
See? And you threw all that plastic to cover our nice dinghy on the floor. Shame on you. And now we're going to put a dirty drop cloth all over our shiny new boat because you misjudged the complexity of the boat project. You should know better. Frankly, I'm disappointed.
Not as disappointed as I am.
Get used to it.
In you, buddy. For not getting it done.
Nah. Goodbye.
So day 2 of the dinghy project. And Ty's got himself in an awkward position again.
Sounds a bit judgmental.
Which I'm trying to find you. Where are you? There you are. What are you doing?
I am bolting down the center console.
So when it comes shipped to you, it is just laying on its side.
Well, and to let everybody also know is that normally when you buy these dinghies, they come rigged. You buy them from the dealer puts the engine on, they do all of that. Bless you, bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But we did this in the middle of COVID. So they could get us a boat in like 6 months, but it was 8 or 9 months to get a motor. So we ended up sourcing the motor in Georgia and getting this dinghy shipped from Florida up to Georgia so that we could rig it here so we'd have a tender when the boat was ready to go. The big boat was ready to go. So we're having to do all of this on our own, but it did save us $2,500. So yeah, it's going to take us a day and a half, 2 days sourcing parts and getting stuff around Savannah, but I think we save a little bit of money and we know more about our boat because of course we're the ones that rigged it and we're the ones that installed everything. So if something breaks, we know where to find or we know where to look to fix the broken part.
Or who to blame.
This guy. I'll tell you what, it's like wrestling a bear to get these parts in. And I know it's to keep them waterproof or water resistant, but good Lord. This is not arthritis friendly. Just want you to know. This is just the steering cable. And when we put it in originally, we fed it through, but it folded this rubber boot that's supposed to seal out some of the water and what have you. I'm trying to get that thing to move around. It sure doesn't bend very well. Trying to film her getting out. Question is she gonna let you use that footage?
Ouch, something's on my back. Oh, that hurts.
Hey, you can hang on to this time.
I know, thank goodness. Last time I couldn't. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm almost there. I have to like back up. Oh God, I am too old for this.
You couldn't do that on a 3.6 meter dinghy.
Shut up, Ty. Oh my God. The least you could have done is vacuumed up your mess in here, so I'm not stepping through all of the aluminum shards. Hooray! Perfect.
All right, Sid.
Yeah.
don't know if you can get in here. Let me see that camera. Turn the steering wheel. Oh, other way. Slowly. Keep turning. Turn. Maybe a little faster than that. Turn. Turn, turn, turn. Turn, turn, turn. Keep going. Keep going. All right, hold. Now turn the motor.
What?
Ready? So one of the cool things that we're adding to our super awesome Go Fast dinghy is a chart plotter. And we're doing this for a couple reasons. One, the boat's a bigger boat than we had before, and of course we don't want to run it aground. So we're going to plan on using this with a depth sounder to be able to seek out anchorages that are very shallow and figure out good places to anchor. There's room on this console for a chart plotter, so of course why not? And we chose Ray Marine because, well, there's Ray Marine on the boat, so we only have to learn one system or relearn one system. So this is a 9-inch. They say it's good for a 7, but we're gonna make a 9 fit, I think.
Mostly because we're blind.
Yeah, because we're blind. The cool thing about this is that West Marine had a sale a while back where you could actually buy this 9-inch. What is this? This is their RV, which has the big fancy like map the bottom of the ocean floor fish finder deal on it, so you can actually see the topography at the bottom of the ocean. So you can see, was it sand, is it rock, is it grass, and all of that nifty stuff. So that has a big old monster transducer, but we're also going to be able to hook up a Suzuki multifunction display that we bought that will basically read our RPMs and our fuel gauge and all that stuff. And yes, I could do a lot of that through the Ray Marine, but we just wanted to have a dedicated display. One, so we know what the motor was doing, we get to see fuel instantaneously, water temperature, RPM, and all of that.
Because we won't always be using the chart plotter.
Yeah, and we won't always be able to use it. I don't have to fire it up every single time. And also, if I'm doing all of that, I want to be able to see my depths, and I don't want to be trying to poke at buttons, switching back and forth within equipment while I'm in maybe a precarious situation. So just having all the information available just seemed like a better idea.
Ty, why are you drilling more holes?
In your boat? It's a hobby. Give me some screws.
There's some screws.
All right.
No, seriously, what's it for?
This is for our fancy dancy, superific, awesome bottom mapping transducer thingamajigger. Yeah.
Use your hands so I can see that. Ah, the transducer thingamajigger.
This is the same thing that we put on the big boat. But the one on the big boat's even bigger. And this maps the seafloor and gives us a better idea what's under the boat. And when we go spearfishing, we'll be able to see all the big fish before we jump in. So.
It's like cheating.
Is that cheating?
It's cheating.
Yeah. You sneak up on a hogfish and you tell me it's cheating. All right. Almost done. I'm just tapping these holes. I have a drill bit that is just the right size for this number 4 screws. So I drill them through, and then I use the stainless screw to basically tap the aluminum, and then I'll back it back out, clean everything up, and then I will Sika the gland on, and then I'll put Tef gel on these so there's no corrosion between the stainless and the aluminum hull.
Sweet.
Yeah? Just another hole. It gets filled again.
This is a new form of boat yoga.
And my arms aren't long enough, and my head doesn't fit all the way up to the dash. I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
Getting your workout.
Guess what we have, Dad?
We have a dinghy.
Okay, so give me the rundown on how the break-in process goes.
So it's idling for 15 minutes, and then we have 1 hour at 3,000 RPM, or now an hour and 45 minutes. And then we have another hour at 4,000 RPM. Oh, I love it. It's so fast. Oh my word, it's so fast. We gotta call Mom.
Where's your phone? Oh, I love that you can see this with your sunglasses on.
Right? Am I recording you?
I don't know. Does
Yeah.
it say recording?
It is. You having fun, Sid?
Yes.
How do you like your new toy?
I love it.
It's super fast.
Yes.
Yeah. But, so how is this compared to your other dinghy?
This is a boat, not
a
a
boat.
dinghy. This is a boat.
You're correct.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
it makes a difference.
it does. What's the difference in a dinghy and a boat?
Well, for instance, this one is, this one's bigger, and we stay much drier. Drier, is that a word? Yeah.
Has there been one drop of water in the dinghy?
No, there's not even water on top of the tubes. Like, come on.
It's pretty legit.
It's pretty legit. And it goes so fast.
Like almost scary fast.
Yeah, almost.
Not almost, it is scary fast. Oh my goodness.
Mom's gonna love it.
Of course she
I know that she was upset because we got the bigger dinghy, but she's gonna love it.
And it hauls lots of chicken.
It has lots of chicken. And all the dive gear we can put in this thing, are you kidding me?
Oh, and dead fish.
And dead fish?
Pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited to tell you about this part. You've been waiting the whole video. Let's get to the specs. Everybody wants a big dinghy, right? But what's the right size dinghy? How big is big and how big is too big? Well, Pearl, as we affectionately call her, is nothing short of a go-fast beast. She's 4.6 meters, and that's 15 foot 1 inch to us Americans, plus the motor, of course, on the back. She sports 90 horsepower, fuel-injected Suzuki 4-stroke. That's pretty impressive, and we've propped her pretty low, mostly to haul a bunch of people and fun and gear and, of course, Kim's chicken. So that actually only gives us a top speed, of 46 miles an hour. And although that's impressive on the bottom end, that still gives us a 3-second hole shot with 2 adults and a cute black lab. So that means from an idle to when we pound it, that she's up on plane, making minimal wake and getting us where we want to go in 3 seconds flat. I can't tell you how happy that makes me. It just makes me giggle.